Today, we're diving into something pretty powerful, a blueprint for growth that's been hiding in plain sight in one of history's most epic stories. We're going to see how one ancient hero's incredible action can give us a modern framework for smashing through our biggest challenges.
So does this feel familiar? You know, that weight from work deadlines, family stuff, money worries, it just keeps piling up. It can seriously feel like you're carrying an impossible load, just totally lost. Believe me, it's a feeling a lot of us know all too well. But what if I told you that a plan for handling this exact kind of pressure comes from a story that's thousands of years old? Yeah, we're about to see how a legendary tale offers a surprisingly practical way to think about leadership and resilience in our own lives. It all comes down to one single critical moment, a moment that holds the entire blueprint. Let's call it the mountain moment. Okay, so the story kicks off on a battlefield. A hero, Lakshman, is down, unconscious. The mighty Hanuman is given what sounds like a really simple task: fly to this specific mountain and bring back the Sanjeevani herb. Just one life-saving plant. Sounds easy enough, right? Well, when Hanuman gets there, he hits a wall, a huge one. He can't for the life of him figure out which plant is the right one. He's staring at an entire mountain covered in thousands of different herbs. All of a sudden, that simple task has become impossibly complicated. And the pressure is just off the charts. Time is running out. Back on the battlefield, everyone is panicking, and a life is literally hanging in the balance, depending entirely on what he does next. I mean, the stakes just couldn't be higher. So let's just pause right here. Put yourself in his shoes for a second. You're facing insane pressure, your plan has failed, and the clock is ticking. What do? Do you panic? Do you just give up? Or do you keep trying the same thing that isn't working? And here's where it gets absolutely brilliant. Hanuman doesn't waste a single second searching or freaking out. He totally rethinks the problem and does something completely unexpected. He just lifts the entire mountain. This one move shows this incredible shift from thinking inside the box to realizing the possibilities are literally limitless. So how does this epic story actually turn into something we can use? Well, this single act isn't just a cool myth. It's a powerful model for leadership. Let's unpack this and pull out a clear, repeatable framework from what Hanuman did. So this is what we're calling the Hanuman model. At its heart, it's a framework built on three really powerful ideas: staying laser-focused on your purpose, thinking way beyond your supposed limits, and having the guts to act, even when you don't have all the answers. Let's break these down. First up, focus on purpose, not panic. This is all about remembering the why. In his case, saving a life. That goal becomes so clear, it just pushes out all the noise and the panic. Second, think beyond limitations. When the path you're on gets blocked, you don't just stop, you invent a new path. And third, and this one's huge, courage is bigger than perfection. It means realizing that a bold, imperfect action is so much better than sitting around waiting for the perfect plan that may never come. Okay, it's an amazing story for sure, but the real question is, how does any of this apply to us? Let's bridge that gap right now between an ancient battlefield and our modern lives, both in the office and at home. What's so cool here is just how versatile this is. Think about it at work. You've got a project that's a total mess. Instead of playing the blame game, you take full responsibility. You say, okay, the original plan is out the window, time to lift the mountain, which means finding a creative, bold solution to get it done. Then at home, maybe it's having the emotional strength to just pause in the middle of a fight, remembering the bigger goal is the relationship, not just winning the argument. It's about putting things like humility and loyalty into practice. So you see, what this really shows us is that we're not just talking about some old myth. We're actually pulling out a practical methodology, a system for making decisions and solving problems that works just as well in an office today as it did on that battlefield. All right, to make this super concrete, let's wrap this up with 3 simple actions you can start practicing today to really bring this way of thinking into your own life. Here we go. First, speak with clarity. Be direct, say what you mean, less fluff, more substance. Second, practice emotional strength. When you feel that knee-jerk reaction coming on, just create a little space. Take a breath. And third, lead with humility. Let your confidence be quiet and let your actions do the talking. So as we close out, I'm going to leave you with this question. We all have mountains in our lives, right? Those big projects, personal struggles, those overwhelming responsibilities. So armed with this framework of purpose, courage, and creativity, what mountain will you move?